I'm Dennis Wirth of the Comedy Kitchen, and you've just entered the oven. Welcome to episode 50 of the Comedy Kitchen. You didn't think we'd make it, did you? We made it. Episode 50. A lot of people out there in comedy land had money that we wouldn't make it. You know, no, Dennis will eat one too many lamb chops, he'll have a heart attack and die before we reach episode 50. But hey, you lost, okay? Because here it is, episode 50. And, you know, looking back, we started the show. It was just a tiny little idea I had. I was going to bring on some of my local comics, you know, from around New England and interview them and cook up a little dish, because as you know, I love to eat, but it turned into way more than that, I'll tell you. Rather than local guests, we turned it into Steve Sweeney. We had a Tom Cotter, Carrie Louise, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, Jimmy J.J. Walker. We really turned it into a big thing in New England, and I was proud to lead the way. I did not do it alone, though, man, so I got to give out props to the crew here. We got Jeff Sylvia, who's killing himself behind the cameras right now, but that's the kind of job he does. He gives up his whole body for this show, man. Karen Bartram, she did it for a while, but she put her heart and soul into it. She left, and we lost a lot of the crew. We got some more in. Rich McCabe, he's been with me right along, man. We started comedy together. I'm on the Comedy Kitchen, but it's been not only fun, it's been a party, okay? So for the last episode, I want to do something really special, and to show it's been a party, we're shooting part of this in 3D. So if you get your 3D glasses at home, you know, put those on right now, and let me show you how it's been a party. We got our party favors here. See, if it's a double party, you go 2 times, right? Those are hitting you in TV land if we're doing that correct, okay? I don't know, maybe right through the television, they're hitting you. But no, for something special, man, there's a lot of people who wanted to be a guest on the 50th episode. I had a lot of requests, but there was only one guy that I could figure to have on for this episode, and years and years ago, he started out with me, and everybody thought we were the same person, but we're here to prove today we had 2 different people. So please join me as Dennis Wirth welcomes to the Comedy Kitchen the child support superhero.
Ta-da!
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
See, nobody thought I'd have a superhero on, right? You know, we got Superman, Batman, we got the child support superhero, but today we're gonna be making what every person out there, okay, in TV land knows. If you pay child support, you don't have a lot of money. You're not eating steak, you're not eating, okay, so we're gonna make something every guy who pays child support know, every girl who pays child support know, is this is the #1 dish that you make if you pay child support, okay? Let me tell you what it is. It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, okay? That's what we're gonna be making today. And, you know, if you pay child support, am I right? That's, you know, pretty much what you can afford to make is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we got our ingredients here, but it is the Comedy Kitchen. Before we get started, let me ask you, how did you become the child support superhero?
Great question. As a kid, I always had a fascination with watching stand-up comedy, and I always wanted to try it. And I never know how to get started. You know, you don't put in a job application to try stand-up comedy. How do you do it? I got one day a local pamphlet from the local college, and one of the night courses was an introduction to stand-up comedy. And I figured, all right, I'll take the course, and I'll look back. Ha, I tried comedy. Never dreamed that it'd amount to nothing, but I took a class. One thing led to another. Things took off, and in the class, you know, they said the funniest stuff in comedy is the real life situation stuff, you know, much funnier than anything you could make up is the real life stuff. And I knew all about paying child support. 22 years I've paid, and I use the comedy as a way to spread awareness, because, you know, when there's a problem in America, the first way to solve the problem is you need to let people know that there is a problem and get people educated on it. So I use the comedy. I came up with the character I do in my routine, the child support superhero, and it took off so good to spreading awareness, you know, for a child's right to both parents, because they certainly do, and how our government, you know, they've sold out our children, okay? The government's making so much profit off of our children that whether it's right, wrong, or otherwise, they're just going to keep doing it because of the amount of money that they're making. It's going to be, you know, ridiculous whether they're hurting our children. That doesn't matter. Certainly, out of child support, parental alienation's become a issue, and you know, because fathers or mothers, they're not seeing their children enough of the time where they can compete with the, you know, major parent in their life. And if I told you I was going to create a disease called cancer, you'd call me insane. But that's what we've done as a people. We've created a disease called parental alienation, and we should truly be ashamed of ourselves. But as long as there's profit there for the government, they're not going to stop it from happening. And everybody thinks I'm trying to bash moms, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread the word that children deserve both parents equally. That means mom and dad, okay? So I'm not trying to eliminate mom, but I certainly don't want to eliminate dad, which is what's been happening. They need both of them equally. That's how the child support superhero came about, and we've been going ever since.
And I certainly understand all of that. That's absolutely an interesting story right there. And all right, let's check our bread here, because if you pay child support, the first thing you want to do is check the expiration date on the bread, because you ain't got a whole lot of money to go shopping very often if you pay child support.
No,
so you
you
want
do
to make
not.
sure that the bread is not expired and you don't have any mold on your bread. We got fresh bread here today, so child support's been good to us this month, we'd have to say. Okay, but let me open this up. And looking back, if you had to choose like one point in the history of the child support as your favorite memory, what is your favorite memory as the child support superhero?
Well, when I started the character, it started out as a routine, in my comedy, like I said. Then from there I went on, I created a page on Facebook. If you look it up, it is the child support superhero, where other people, who are fighting the same battle as me, they like the page, they get involved, they comment, and I got so many stories, even after I did the comedy. After the show was over, I had so many people come up to me, and they wanted to tell me their story about child support, because everybody wants to tell someone, nobody knows who to talk to, and I became the person you talk to. So I got letters in after people were chasing me down after shows to tell me their story, and my mind was being blown at some of these stories, just how unfairly these people were being treated. And I thought to myself, every time I heard a story, I said, that's it. I'll never hear a more ridiculous story than that. And sure enough, someone will come up and tell me a story that just blew my mind even more, and just the gross injustice out there. And I started actually doing short videos of the letters that were being written to me, and I was offering advice, kind of like a Dear Abby thing on the Child Support Superhero page. And as I talked to them, I'd give them advice, and they've been writing in letters, and we've been trying to correspond, and we're coming together as a group. We're forming as a group. I'll tell you, do you know what the government wants? They don't want what's best for your children. You know what? They're here. Put on your 3D glasses at home, and I'm going to show you what the government wants right here, okay? Here's what the government wants. Now, in real life, they want real money, but I pay child support on real money. I got monopoly money, but here's what they want right here, okay? They want some money, man. That's all that they want right there. Right? Give it to the government. They don't care about your children. They care about the money. So that's what they want. Take off the 3D glasses for now, and we're spreading awareness.
All right, sounds like a great memory. All right, we got our bread out. We're rocking and rolling here. And now I know child support's a very sensitive subject, where there's a lot of people out there who think that the government has sold out our children and, for profit. And there's a lot of people out there who think, what, this is your kid, step up and be a man, pay your child support. But has there anybody that's ever been upset about you doing the character of the child support superhero?
Yeah, not everybody's thrilled with it. A lot of people are, you're a dad, man, you should pay your money, and you don't care about your kid if you don't pay your child support. And, a good dad isn't a child support payment. A good dad is being an equal part of your child's life, okay? It's being there, and it's not just for, you can go do your sports and stuff. I don't care if it's, brushing their teeth and helping them tuck them into bed, that's what they're going to be remembered for. That's what a parent's remembered for. And they're really stripping that from you, as you get started. And, one of my favorite stories, I still crack up, because I say I'm spreading awareness, and whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me, either way I'm getting you thinking about it. And I was doing a comedy show one night, and I was doing my routine, the child support superhero, and as I was doing the routine, I had this guy, he was just absolutely cracking up at my routine, the child support superhero. I mean, I had this guy rolling in his chair, and as hard as he was laughing, his girlfriend was sitting next to him, and she was just getting madder by the minute. And she wasn't getting mad at me. She was getting mad at him because he was laughing at my jokes about child support. And after the show, she refused to ride home with him. She called a cab and took a cab home rather than ride home with her boyfriend, because she was upset that he was laughing at jokes at a comedy show. And I thought I said, I don't want to start this out to where I want to ruin somebody's relationship. But I said, you know what? I had him laughing about it, cracking up. He's thinking about child support. I had her madder than heck, but you know what? She's thinking about child support. So either way, I had him thinking about it. And if I got you thinking about it, awareness is the key. That's my theory.
That's interesting stuff. All right. So we got our bread out here. Next thing we're going to do is we have our peanut butter, okay? I'm a fan of Skippy. You could have Jeff or whatever brand name. Get some natural peanut butter. But let's open up the old peanut butter here. And as we're opening up the peanut butter here, as you've made your travels as the child support superhero, I mean, who are some of the more famous people along the way that you've met that have either supported or got behind the child support superhero?
Yeah, well, actually, as in any superhero, you got to get some backing. How does a superhero become a superhero? And the way that a superhero becomes a superhero is through comic books, through comic book conventions and stuff like that. So basically, I've been starting to go to some of these Comic-Cons, which if you don't know what a Comic-Con is, it's the next big thing in superheroes. And I went to some of these Comic-Cons, and if you go to these Comic-Cons, everybody dresses up like a superhero or their favorite character. And you recognize Superman, you recognize Batman, but everybody's like, dude, who are you, man? Are you Beach Man or who? No, I'm not Beach Man. I'm the child support superhero. And I had a much more positive response than what I thought I was going to have with the whole thing. And some of these Comic-Cons, first one I went to, I met Stan Lee, which anybody knows Stan Lee. He invented Spider-Man. He invented the Incredible Hulk. And he endorsed the child support superhero. I got a great picture of me with Stan Lee giving an endorsement. Met some childhood heroes. Henry Winkler, the Fonz, he gave me the thumbs up. And if you're cool to the Fonz, hey man, you're one cool superhero. That's my theory. The Dukes of Hazzard, I met them. We got around the General Lee, Tom Wopat, John Schneider, Catherine Bach got their endorsement. Dean Cain, he's the last Superman that's still alive who portrayed the character. So that was kind of cool, meeting child support met, Superman. We met William Shatner from Star Trek, man. He's from outer space, man. So he got the space vote for the child support superhero. Adam West and Burt Ward, Batman and Robin, met them. They gave the thumbs up. I got their endorsement. We got Margaret Kidder, the original Lois Lane. She gave her endorsement. So we've had a lot of celebrity endorsements for the child support superhero. And I think it's good. You know why? Because the government, you know what they're out for? They're out for your blood, okay? They don't care. If you go into court and say, look, I want to be a good dad. I'll be there for my kids. I'll do the right thing. I'll step up. Go to work and send us some money. All they want is your blood. So put on your 3D glasses. And here we go. I am going to show you what the government wants. It's in red, and wow, I'm seeing crazy things through these glasses as probably you aren't home. All right, we got it off. The red representing our blood. Here's what they want, folks, right there, man. They want your blood, okay? You got some blood to give? Oh, I almost made it. This is great at home. Ooh, they got your blood, they got your blood, they got your... That's what some people do because they don't want your blood, okay? But they got your blood. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying, Dennis?
All right, so looking forward, what's in the future for the child support super? What do you got coming up? Anything good for us? Let us know.
Well, like I said, we had the letters were coming in, and I've been doing kind of a Dear Abby thing, offering advice, if you have, trouble with parental alienation or with the child support system or what to do, who to talk to, where to go, my advice. Coming up, I did some comedy roasts where we roasted some of my friends in comedy. They absolutely loved them. So the child support's going to be hitting the road. He's going to be going out and roasting some of the courthouses that I have had trouble with in the central Massachusetts area. So check those out on YouTube. We got a YouTube page for the child support superhero. We are going to start doing a Father's Day weekend telethon where all Father's Day weekend we're going to be trying to raise money for a child's right to both parents. We're going to be streaming that online in over 6 different countries. So certainly if you give $1, 50 cents, if you can't give nothing, tune in. I'm going to be having a lot of my comic friends come on for that show, and it'll be a weekend thing, but we got one big show at Christopher's Pub right here in Leominster where we're filming, so come on out and support that. And, as in any superhero, you want a TV show, you want a movie. Later on, I've done a couple of short films. We're going to be doing a short film about the child support superhero. So that's going to be cool because it's not just me who does it. We have characters, We have the child support Supergirl. We have the crazy psycho bitch who's the villain to the child support superhero. We got Government Man. We got the Judgernaut. We got all kinds of characters. We got enough to make a movie, and we're going to try and make a short film about it. So stay tuned for that great stuff coming up.
All right, wow, so we'll have to look forward to that stuff coming up with the child support superhero. Certainly some good stuff right there. Wow, I can't wait to see a lot of that, man. It sounds like some exciting stuff for you to do, and
I'm excited.
Certainly be spreading awareness, and that's the key, right? All right, we can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without what? We got the peanut butter, what else we got? We got some Schmucker's jelly right here. I got some
Schmucker's.
blackberry jam for us here today.
All right.
And let me wipe that off a little bit. We'll go on the other side of the sandwich. We're going to put a little bit of jelly down here. And again, light coat. Unless you like sugar like me. If you're a big dude, you can put a little extra jelly. You never know, man. Because, you know, anything in moderation. In moderation, you know. So you
all
can,
good.
you know, you can live till 70 eating whatever you want, or 80 watching what you eat, you know. So you lose about 10 years, but you can have a thick coat of peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? So that's always good. So let's slap those two bad boys together right there. All right. So now I know doing the child support superhero, and I have a child myself, and I know you have children. If your children, you know, saw the child support superhero, what do you think their reaction to it would be?
Well, there's a tricky question for you right there. So I do have a son, love him to death, and unfortunately, I'm a victim of parental alienation. He hasn't talked to me in about 4.5 years, and the pain of that is just beyond, you know, being a loving parent and not being able to stay in contact with your child. It's beyond bearable. But, you know, I educated myself about this subject. I went to YouTube, and in one night I must have watched over 100 videos on parental alienation, and it really set me hip to where it's not his fault. So what do I think he'd think about it is a different question than what do I think his mother's put in his head to think about it. You see what I'm saying? Because from when he was a young child, she's yap, 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 your dad's no good, this, yap, yap, yap. So I'm sure he'd hate it. But I know, you know, I do hear through the grapevine what he's up to, and he's very passionate about politics, and he really fights hard for the people he believes in politics, for their ideas and their rights. So I think if you asked him without her influence, I think he'd respect the fact that I'm supporting what I really believe and feel passionate about in life. And, you know, that'd be like asking him to stop supporting politics. He wouldn't do it because that's what he believes in his heart and soul. And I believe in my heart and soul that children deserve both their parents equally. So as he matures, I hope he understands that more than, you know, having a young child be acting his ear, you know, no matter what, your dad's no good, no matter what. So I hope at age comes wisdom. That's what I'm hoping. You know what we got to do? This is what we got to do, Dennis, right here. Put on your 3D glasses, okay? All right, what we got to do to cure this problem is we got to wash away all the hate, okay? We are going to wash away all the hate that has been put in our children's hearts by the child support system. And we'd already be doing that if my fingers weren't so big, but dang it, I got some big fingers here, man. And I'm fishing away. I'm trying to fish away here. It's not always, whoa, maybe, I got it. I don't got it. I got it, I don't got it. Well, hey, as we're doing this, you know what? As I said, you want to check out the Child Support Superhero, you go on Facebook. You want to check out Dennis's website where there's a link to the Child Support Superhero, www.dennisworth.webs.com. Here's what we got to do is we got to wash away the bad. Here's how we're going to do that with some bubbles. We're going to wash away the bad, and we're going to come in with some good thoughts. No more bad thoughts, good thoughts. All right, you remember bubbles as a kid, man? It's a great way. And hopefully, they're coming through your TV screen, right on you, and they're washing away any bad thoughts you had about the Child Support Superhero. They're replacing them with good thoughts. I love it, the Child Support Superhero. Good stuff or what?
All right, good stuff. That is really good stuff. So we're going to come down to a close here, and as we get close to the close, and I got a standard question I always like to leave off is, Child Support Superhero, I think he'll live forever, because how many Supermans do we have? I think the character will go on forever, but when you get to the end of your career and you look back, what do you want to accomplish with the Child Support Superhero? What do you hope to be remembered for? What's the whole thing? What are we going to look back and remember from the Child Support Superhero?
Well, hopefully that he spread awareness, and as you said, you know, there were many Supermans from Christopher Reeve to, you know, Dean Cain, I mentioned, to the original Superman who did it. There were many people who portrayed the character, and I hope the child support lives on forever, that someone else will carry on and help spread awareness until we solve the problem and give children mom and dad back equally, and that we realize as a people that parental alienation and you know, how many dads got to commit suicide? How many children have to commit suicide before we realize that money is not the most important thing in this world, that our children are, and we need to put them first and put money second. And when we do that, then I think the Child Support Superhero, he can absolutely live in peace. And we get a little bit of our blood right there on there. But I want to be remembered for trying to spread a positive message, because there's enough hate in this world. And certainly when everybody hears about the child support superhero, the first thing, oh, he's spreading hate. Well, I'm not trying to spread hate. I'm trying to spread awareness is what I'm trying to spread. So don't get the wrong message. Get a good message. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, aunts, uncles, everybody else. You join us in spreading awareness, and we're going to solve this problem. Because if we don't solve this problem, you know what happens? All right, put on your 3D glasses. Now, I ain't been a kid since I did this, but I went out and I bought myself, what do we got here? We got a Duncan yo-yo, and I ain't yo-yoed since I was a kid, but we'll try for it. Here's what happens. Okay? Yeah, that's what happens right there. And I'm not yo-yoing, but I can swing it towards you. As your kid turns into a yo-yo, okay? He gets bounced back and forth between parents, between the court, between money, and it's no good for the kid. And that's why he breaks. His mind breaks, and that's what parental alienation is. So fight back. That's what the child support's here for. Fight back and bring justice, just like any superhero, to our children. And before I go, I know that there's been some confusion. Everybody thought that Dennis Wirth was the child support superhero. We're here together to prove that it's not. And I'm actually his twin brother that's doing this, okay? So it's me and him, child support superhero Dennis Wirth. I've been here for every episode supporting him in the studio audience. And I wanted to give props to Mom, too, because Mom was the backbone of the Comedy Kitchen, and I certainly could not have, you couldn't have done the show without her. So hats off to Mom and the crew. Thanks to everybody.
All right, well, that's great stuff, and I commend you for your work spreading awareness, because awareness is the key to solve any problem that a child, I honestly believe a child deserves both of their parents equally, and if you don't agree with that, then there's something wrong with me, because they need mom and dad
Absolutely.
Equally, and not visitors, not part-time partners, not money. They need mom and dad. That's what they need. All right, so we're going to enjoy the number one item that somebody who pays child support. You going to enjoy this with me?
Sure.
All right, let's take a little bite of the old peanut butter and jelly sandwich, yeah? Right about lunchtime, man, that's it. I've had many of these, man. I pay child support 22 years deep. I'm good. I'm Dennis Wirth. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And again, I thank everybody out there tuning into the show. I thank all the guests. Most of all, I thank the crew. And maybe we'll do a special now and then. Maybe we won't, but this is the final regular episode. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. So until next time, if there is a next time, goodbye, folks. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We've got the right to choose, and there ain't no way we're losing. This is our life, this is our song. We'll fight the powers that be, just don't pick up destiny, 'cause you don't know us, you don't belong. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. And you're so condescending. Your goal is never ending. We don't want nothing, nothing from you. Your life is tried and jaded, boring and confiscated. If that's your best won't do. We're right, we're free, we'll fight, you'll see. We're not gonna take it.